Welcome back to the What's Happening podcast. And this is your host, Free, bringing you current events from the perspective of a lover. Guys, people, we are here to talk about the text from Jonah Hill's ex girlfriend. And I'm telling you, oh, she messy. She messy, she messy, she messy. I couldn't even believe that they had this conversation over a year ago and they're not even dating. So, if you don't know, guys, we're here to talk about the text from Jonah, which I'll get into in 1 minute, that came from that Sarah Brady decided to leak on the internet. And I'm going to say simply because she's jealous, this man has moved on. This man is about to welcome a new child. And this is look like a little clapback because maybe sis is getting a little bit older. Sis realized she probably messed up, and now she's trying to make this man miserable and trying to paint this picture about this man. And already you can kind of see my views. Let me go ahead and hop right into this text. You would think it would be this big, extravagant, or very abusive word in text, but let me go ahead and read it to you right now. Plain and simple. If you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past, beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic partnership, my boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust. Well, there you have it, guys. And according to that text, I'm going to say the feminist mindset, the entitlement mindset has kicked in to a lot of my sisters out there. And they are saying that he is emotionally abusive. And all I got to say is it's okay for us women to have standards, right? It's okay for us to have boundaries, right? It's okay for us to have preferences, right? Right? But as soon as a man has a checklist, as soon as a man wants to open up about his feelings and about the things that he wants, he's considered a misogynist. He's considered emotional abusive. He's considered controlling. I don't buy it. So we're not even going to go into the double standard. The double standard of women saying, "Hey, I want a guy that's tall, and I want a guy who looks like this, and I want a guy who makes such and such amount." And you have guys who have their own standards, and they feel like, "Hey, I want a woman who might be short. I want a woman who may not be a hoe. I want a woman who don't hang around." If it's a married woman, I might not want my woman to hang around single women. It's like people are forgetting. We can start off in a relationship because of whatever reason. Sometimes people start off because of looks and attraction, but there comes a time when a relationship begins to get a bit serious. And if you expect to stay the same and not grow, I think that you are giving yourself a real disservice in relationships. One thing that I want to state in being in a relationship, we all have a choice. If you do not like something in a relationship, you have the choice of leaving that relationship. If you bring something to the person who you're in a relationship with that you feel like is something that you personally don't want to, your preference, I'll say, or your boundary. And if the person feels like, hey, I'm not there, I want to go out and party with my friends. I want to do all of these things, not just party with friends. I want to do what I want to do. This, and if the person doesn't feel like they're in the same place, then they're free to go and continue their search to finding someone who is on the same level as them. Okay? What I'm trying to say is when you're in a relationship, you want to know where it's going, because you may feel like y'all both probably could have met in a partying vibe, right? But then you begin to feel the relationship get serious and you feel yourself loving the person. So now I'm gonna give an example that my husband gave me. I thought it was an interesting example. So imagine you have someone who you meet who trains tigers, who plays with tigers, and then as the relationship grow, you know, um, you start to realize, or not realize, but you start to feel like, hey, playing with these tigers, I think it's super super dangerous. I'm really concerned about your well-being, and I feel like that's something that I no longer want you to do. How do you guys feel that that person should respond? Because the truth is, they always have the freedom. They have the freedom to say, hey, I want to do this. This is what I don't. They can straight up say, like, they're not going to say this, but they cannot value the relationship as much and just feel like they want to continue doing what they're doing. And they have that freedom, but they also can have the same feelings for the person and want to and can respect how that person feels and can make a decision based off of wanting that relationship to grow and to build and to have more of a connection. So they have a choice to make the decision, like, you know what, this really bothers my person. um I'm going to discontinue this training tigers. So it really, right there, it wasn't no controlling involved. It's okay for a person to state their standards and state their boundaries. And I had an argument with this at first with him, because I'm like, yo, suppose you met a person like that, how you just gonna expect them to da, 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 da? Yeah, but in a relationship, we are both there, and this is how I understand it too. We are both there to make to help each other be our greatest version. And not just that. We're hoping that we're in this relationship together to build together. Not saying that we gotta like all of the same things, but we at least gonna respect each other enough to make certain changes in our life, even if it may be something we've been doing all our lives. You can have an angry person who's been the angry one. All everybody know them as the angry, angry, angry one. But when they get into this relationship, now you see that they've become a different type of person. They've become a more patient. They're listening more. They are handling their challenges and problems in a different way. All because they've decided to be, what's the word? Susceptible. They decided to be open about their partner in the way that their behavior, not even open, they have a mirror, and they're able to see themselves in a different way that make them want to change. This is a beautiful thing. But when you try to put it in a different way, like, oh, in a more explicit way, when it comes down to, hey, maybe one time you used to wear a lot of explicit and revealing clothing, but now you're in a relationship where this person would like you to kind of tone it down. Worse, you just had a baby. And you going and the way that the society works today is, oh, I've been dressing like this. You ain't gonna change me. You ain't gonna change me. Okay, Miss Thing. Okay, go ahead and give up the relationship with somebody who truly wants you for you and not how your body is looking and how the things that you can wear, and go ahead and be lonely and go ahead and continue doing the things that you do and hanging around the ones who support your lifestyle. And when the time come, don't be looking back now and be saying, because you have a lot of this going on where some of us women and even men are looking back saying, wow, I had someone who was really there for me, who was really truly wanted the best for me. And I gave that away because I didn't want to change. I didn't want to give up the things that I thought made me who I am. That's all I'm saying. That's just my point. That it's okay. It's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to have standards. It's okay about having your preferences. Okay, but you can it's okay to agree to disagree. It's okay to respectfully walk away. It's okay to state them and to be mature about the situation, like, hey, I don't think I'm for you. Hey, I don't think this is going to work out. Hey, I don't see myself changing. But don't give people the illusion that you're gonna do something, but you're not really with it and be wasting people's time. That's a whole different monster right there, you know? But that's my small take on that. So I gotta say, Jonah, kudos to you. You recognize, you put your feelings out there, you let it be known. I mean, some men will say you're a simp, I mean, just for the simple fact that you're doing all of this texting and all of these things. But that's men's business. Some men ain't gonna get caught writing a whole long message. They're gonna say what they gotta say to you, and they're gonna let it be what it gotta be, and that's a whole different story. But I gotta say to Jonah, I respect that you put your feelings out there. I respect that you put your standards and stuff in place. And I respect that you said, I support whatever it is that you want to do. I support if you're doing what makes you happy, I support that. But this is not what I want for myself. This is not what I want for myself. And hand clap for him for acknowledging that, not trying to hold on to something, because he may have went into the relationship because of attraction. He may have went in because of the revealing clothing and all of that. But he decided he wanted to he matured. He is maturing, and he's deciding he wants a family, and that's what he got, and that's what he's building right now. So a lot of respect for that. As far as Sarah Brady, you mad, you big mad, and now you trying to sabotage his relationship. And the universe don't sleep. All right, everybody gonna get what they deserve. You know, so you know, assess, go within. I would have to say, Sarah Brady, go within, and even going to read you a couple of the texts that I saw here on YouTube. A lot of people are supporting Jonah. I'll stand with Jonah. He was respectful and reasonable. Okay, some saying that girl is despicable. Too many women pull this type of behavior these days. Jonah comes out of this looking like a decent guy. Okay, you got to say, and those texts make Jonah seem more decent and authentic than the greatest publicist could ever dream. Congrats to Jonah for openly being a self respecting, very articulate man with standards. Okay? If more people would actually communicate like Jonah did here, it would save a lot of wasted time for us single folks, avoiding games, and people of low integrity. I respect his forthrightness, and it should be the norm, but it's the opposite and quite hard to find in a potential partner. Glad he passed on her and found someone who shares his values and character traits. I'm going to leave it right there, guys. And I'm going to say, how do you feel about this? What's on your mind? You can leave your comments, your statements, and your ideas for future topics on our. Oh, yep, we got a new Gmail, guys. What's happening? Live podcast at gmail.com. Also, you can check us out on IG at What's Happening Live Podcast as well. And you can leave us voice notes. Okay? So, Again, this is Free, your host at What's Happening Podcast. Thank you for coming through and listening and showing support. We really appreciate you. And we're going to continue looking at the current events. It's not all going to be about entertainment. As you know, we are talking about mental health, physical health, and spiritual wellness as well. Y'all have a beautiful day. Peace.